Hello everybody, it is me John aka Nosy. This is a different video to what I usually upload to this channel. This is, you could say, a vlog of sorts, but it's not really a vlog. It's a topical video, and upon looking through my back history, just looking through all the videos I've done over the years, I've noticed just how long this channel's been going for now. And I got to thinking about my journey of where it all started to where I am now when it comes to YouTube. And I thought, why not? Why not just make a little video talking about this? And if anybody wishes to make a response to this, video response, as it's like a topical video, it is open to anybody that would like to throw their hat in the ring. It'd be great to see some responses if anybody wishes to. But yeah, so we're going to get straight into this. I'm going to get straight into this. And so this channel, it's kind of blowing my mind, really, just how long I've been making videos for. This channel is actually my second channel, but it is actually my main channel now. Many of you that have been following me for many years now, people I've met going to conventions, some great friendships I've made over the years. Obviously, I used to be known as by the alias of Nullsy00, which was the very first YouTube account I ever created here on YouTube, and I never intended to make videos of my own, because at the time I didn't really feel comfortable putting myself out there like that. The reason why I made the channel was because in order to really kind of watch people comment on videos and stuff, a little bit similar to now, you know, if you wanted to comment on someone's video or whatever, you have to make an account. So basically, I made an account primarily just to be able to watch other people's videos and to, you know, have conversations if possible or whatever. Because when I started when I very first started, or made my very first YouTube account, Nullsy00, yeah, you basically, it was a lot more, it was more like an open forum. You could like private message people through email. You could have proper conversations, have like proper, like, you know, you could actually have like proper conversations, well, obviously typing, but you could actually communicate back and forth a lot more freely than you can now. The only people that have that luxury are usually people that are over a certain amount of subscribers. But anyone where I am at the moment on this channel with subscribers, we don't really have what you would call a community tab. We don't have that until we reach at least 1,000 or more subscribers. But yeah, so back then, obviously, YouTube started up around 2006 time. And obviously, I used to watch a lot of YouTube when it started, because people started uploading full episodes of stuff that I used to watch when I was a kid. And I literally one day remember just putting the word Transformers, searching Transformers, and obviously loads of stuff come up, like episodes of stuff from like Beast Wars, from all stuff like that, G1, all stuff. And then I started seeing people popping up talking about the toys. So I started like looking into this. Around about 06, 07, I started looking into it and starting to like watch certain people, finding out they're from the UK or they live in Canada or they live in America or wherever, and all these different people. And I started watching people like Sammy, Skullgrim 140, Wolfgang 1, George, Exaggerated Elegy, Ray, Isle of Mess. So many people that are, some people that are no longer really making videos anymore, and some people that still are. And, you know, I started discovering all these people, and I found it fascinating of people that were obviously grown men and women and whatever, you know, all these people that were massive fans and collectors and really kind of like delving into this thing from somebody that was definitely on the fence looking in sort of approach at this. That's something that I never really thought about doing. I never really looked into collecting toys, even though I've always been a massive fan of animation, films, anything of that nature, and music and things. I've always been a big fan of all that, but I never collected anything. All my childhood toys that I had when I was really young, some of them are up in the loft. My mum kept some. Apparently there's some up in the loft that my mum decided to keep. I've no idea what there is. But a good majority of it all just, you know, over time was, you know, got rid of sort of thing as I got older. And I remember getting back into Transformers around about 2006-7 time, and with the announcement of Transformers Animated. So Transformers Animated was kind of the show that got me back into watching it. When I first watched Animated, the first episode, I wasn't massively. I remember watching the first episode and I was a little bit like that with it at first. Well, I carried on with it. I carried on watching it and I got really into it. And to this day, I absolutely love that series. So Transformers Animated kind of got me back into it, and I started seeing all the toys, different figures and everything start popping up in the toy shops where I locally. And yeah, I basically just started watching people reviews, you know, watching people review toys, stuff from back like G1 days, stuff from like Japan, you know, different lines. And yeah, I got talking to some people, you know, commenting on people's videos, and we started kind of coming back to and forth and having a bit of a conversation with people. And then I decided to buy a couple of figures. You know, it started out as just buying a couple of figures from that I remember and I would love to own, figures that I never actually had when I was a kid. And some that I did have as a kid that no longer do have, or you know, no longer had at the time, you know. So I wanted to just genuinely just buy a couple of figures, generally just for nostalgic value, and I would make a couple of reviews and just see how they go. So yeah, so obviously I started off doing it all, and I remember buying my very first Transformer I bought was a Legends. Yeah, a little Legends figure, animated Prowl, and I think that was the very first review I ever uploaded to my Null00 account, and yeah, that was and I did that, and I started getting a lot of nice comments from people I'd subscribed to my channel, even though I had no videos available, and started talking to people, and people started seeing the video, and I started getting this really nice back and forth. And at the time, I was doing it disembodied hands. I was behind the camera with my hands in front, and it wasn't until my progression, I started coming in front of the camera as well. And but yeah, it was. Started off as a humble thing doing that, and then I think the second time I picked anything up was an eBay purchase, and I picked up Beast Wars, Optimus Primal and Megatron together, and I think they only cost me like 20 quid, which I thought was an absolute bargain, and they were the original figures, and I still have them to this day, and I did reviews on them as well, and yeah, I just started doing reviews and buying the odd figure here and there, and it just obviously, you know where it's at, you know. once you get the bug, you never go back, sort of thing. But yeah, it's been a crazy weird time for him. Yeah, I mean, I started making. I don't know. It's weird because I started a YouTube channel primarily just to be able to watch people and comment on videos, and then I started to just go into it, talk about different things, and I started doing information videos on the upcoming live action films as well. Back then, I think I started doing the process from, I think, Dark of the Moon, I think, and but then obviously that channel's no longer about because unfortunately I had a copyright strike hit me, and back then it pretty much throws you out of your channel. I didn't find out till a bit later that it's only a temporary thing, and after so long, it would actually go back to normal. I regret deleting that channel now. I wish I'd kept going with my original channel because you never know where I might be now. But no, it's one of those things, you know, you live and learn in life. But I made this channel pretty much after I deleted the original channel. I managed to save a couple of reviews that I did and re-upload them to this channel. And I've just been carrying it on with this channel. And what's interesting is this channel's been around for 12 years. This channel has been going for 12 years. My very earliest video is 12 years ago on this channel. However, I have been going for at least a year to 2 years prior to that with my previous channel. So I've been making videos for just shy of 15 years, people. It'll probably be 15 years next year, 2024. And it's quite scary to think that. It's quite scary to think that. It really is quite scary that I have spent over a decade of my, you know, I started making videos when I was about 18, 19 years old. And now I'm 34. So roughly about that ballpark, give or take. I'm never good at math. I've never been good at maths. But yeah, so I've been doing videos since around about 08, I'd say, just to give it a number. Yeah, about 08, I'd say, because I found out about auto assembly back in 2008 through Sammy Skullgrimore Thoreau, and I looked and this. And then I looked it up and everything. I found videos of conventions, people going to conventions and that, and I noticed about auto assembly. And no, it wasn't 08, it was 2009. Sorry, auto assembly 2009. I saw a video of a random person, and random person, never met this person before. I don't never know who he was, and it turned out to be Tony, son of SG1, and he was talking about how excited he was for, or was it his? It was either, yeah, it was his pre video, about how excited he was about for 2009 Auto Assembly 2009, and we got talking. I commented on it, said, "Oh, Auto Assembly 2009, sweet," and then I found out he's from Hull, of all places, and he lives literally 10 minutes down the road from where I live, which just boggled my mind of the, you know, that kind of thing happening. And then obviously I never went to Auto Assembly 2009. I went to the one in 2010, and that started my whole convention thing. Going to conventions and meeting people that I was watching for a few years before. And everything, and got to know quite a few people, and yeah, but the YouTube side of it is quite scary, just how long I've been going for. And the point of me making this video as well, before I finish this, is YouTube for me, my journey on YouTube has been it's been a roller coaster of ups and downs. Um, there's been a lot of stuff that's happened in my life. Throughout the time I'm be maybe me throughout the time of me being on YouTube. Of course, obviously, I remember losing my job at one point, being on the dole at one point, or 2 points actually. I was on the dole twice. Um, yeah, I was on the dole. I was unfortunately I was on job seekers twice. Lost my job as well. Lost my job, and my mum passed away as well, and both my grandparents. And it was. I've gone through quite a lot in that time frame, and if it wasn't for me being I won't say creative, but if it, I don't feel like I am very creative really, but my videos are not the most creative. They are very spontaneous. They always have been. That's just my approach to how I do YouTube. It's one of those things. Life has been very up and down for me. There's been times where I had a spell of cyberbullying, trolls. There was that whole thing that happened way back when. Those that know will know. And it was basically a guy pretending to be some other YouTubers, Transformer reviewers, and he was basically taking the piss out of them. I'm not going to mention that person's name or anyone else because it's ancient news, really. But there was a phase where that was going around, and I got mentioned in the videos a couple times, and a few other people that are good friends of mine. So that was happening, and I was still relatively new to it, and my head was in a different place. So I took it a bit more personally than some other people might have done. And I started getting a lot of comments, troll comments at the time. But I found that, through my progression, I noticed that if I do get the odd comment now and again from a troll or on a live stream, I've had it happen on live streams as well. It does happen from time to time, but I've known that I have gotten a lot better at dealing with that, a lot better now, because obviously I know that it's just some sad idiot that doesn't have anything better to do with their lives in the basement of their mother or their parents' house, typing away because they're pissed off at life. So they're trying to take out their frustrations on other people. So that's all it is. It's just sad people that don't really have much of a life, and I understand that now. Back then, I took it more personally, but now I don't take it personally at all. I just laugh it off, which is the approach you're supposed to really do, really, or just block the bastards. Yeah. But yeah, it's been a whirlwind. It has been a whirlwind journey of humble beginnings, making my original channel, for simply doing nothing more than being able to communicate with people and, that kind of thing, and watch stuff. And coming to now, we're now in 2023, and I'm still going strong. And, I've gone through a few phases in my life, gone through different channels as well. I've made other secondary channels in the past. And I made one for covering anime, one for covering films. Those channels are no longer about. I went through a very weird phase where made too many channels. And then I learned the harsh reality that, making too many channels is never really a good idea. So I kind of learned a harsh lesson there, and I just thought, just stick to my main channel, this channel. Even though I do have a secondary channel now, but I'm trying to keep that separate now from this kind of thing, from my hobby. Obviously, I have my John Knowles Vlogs channel, which has been going for about maybe 4 years, 3 or 4 years. So that's been going for a while. And it's just basically a separate channel where I talk about stuff that isn't really relevant to this one. But it's been an interesting whirlwind roller coaster. I've gone through a lot of personal things in my life, and I'm glad I have a hobby like this because I feel I'm able to kind of deal with stuff going on in my real life uh, through nostalgic means. Thinking of, talking about stuff that I feel nostalgic, stuff from my childhood, stuff that I used to watch, things that I'm watching now, toys that are coming out now, toys that I used to have as a kid that I've recently got back, things of that nature. That has really helped me focus and just ground myself and be able to cope a little bit more. If I didn't have anything like this, I'd probably be in a much worse place, I think. And I don't think I would have grown as much as a person either. I feel through doing this, meeting the people that I did, speaking to the people that I've spoken to, made friends with the people that I have through making videos. Going to my very first convention with Sam, Triple Zero Firestorm. Going to my first convention, which was Auto Assembly 2010, and meeting people face to face. And I've been going to that convention in Birmingham, which is now TF Nation. I've been going to conventions since 2010, and I've made loads and loads of friendships, and I've met loads of people, get on real well with the people that I've met through this hobby and through making YouTube. And I feel going to the conventions, making the videos, going to the conventions has really helped me change as a person. It's helped me kind of be able to not promote myself, but get myself out there, because I originally was very shy. Well, I still am quite shy and anxious about certain things, but back then, when I first started out, I was really, 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 really nervous about putting myself out there. I just did not like this. I have quite a few insecurities about myself, and back then, it was like, that's why I decided to kind of do the disembodied hand thing at first, do that approach, and kind of do that kind of approach, disembodied hands, head behind, hand behind the camera, you don't see me. And then eventually I started kind of through progression. I did like videos where I was narrating and typing videos. I did text videos at one point where I wasn't even on the camera. I was just doing like text, like movie maker type stuff. And then I moved on from that to narrating, voicing it, like information videos and stuff. And then I started to come in front of the camera. So I kind of gone through like a bit of a progression to get to this point. And I feel doing that, putting myself out there, it has helped me be a bit more natural and communicate and talk about stuff that I really like, because I don't have many people that's around me that I can really talk about my hobby to. There's only Sam and Tony that I know that are very local. I don't see Tony very often, but I just see Sam much more often than I do Tony. So me and Sam, Sam, my Triple Zero Firestorm, he is literally the only person that we have mutual interests in certain things, and we can talk about stuff. That is the only person I've ever had. I can't really do it with my family. My family just don't get the collecting thing at all, really. So, at least I've got somebody close by it, kind of thing, that I can talk to and open, talk about certain things of my hobby and interests. But it's good to have at least one person. But it's one of those things, is going to the conventions and everything. It's a much better experience. Going to the conventions, like TF Nation now, and you can be yourself, and you can express yourself openly because everybody kind of, everyone's in the same boat and have the same mutual interests as you do. But it has really helped me, because I've had some silly spells over the years, made some silly mistakes, made some videos that I regret doing that caused a little bit of outcry. And, this is it. We're all human. I'm definitely very much human. And we make mistakes from time to time. And life is all about progression, how you carry yourself, how you get on with life, and how you change. Some people don't change. Some people don't change from making mistakes. Some people just stick to that kind of thing and carry on making big mistakes and everything. But yeah, I mean, life is all about making mistakes. That's what makes us human beings. But some people don't learn from those mistakes, but some people do. I'm one of those people where I've made many mistakes, and I have harsh mistakes at times, and I have, I feel I've progressed and moved forward and become a much better person for doing this. It's helped me. It has really helped me. Because I want, back when I started again, I was much more shy and reserved, and I didn't really have many. I didn't have many people around me that that got my hobby, like watching anime, watching cartoons, films, and things of that nature. I didn't really have that many people around me back then. So I was a lot more closed into myself. I was a lot more into myself, and I wasn't as expressive as I am now. So yeah, from then to now, it is almost like looking at two different people. Even though I am the same person, it's from then to now. But yeah, it's like two different people. I was very much to myself, but now I am kind of still to myself, but also much more outgoing at the same time. And it's thanks to kind of going to conventions, not just conventions, but making videos, putting myself out there through YouTube, and then going to conventions, meeting people. It has really helped me open up, make new friends, and yeah, I feel it's really helped me. I really do. It's one of those things is that, I'm glad I made that leap. I'm glad I've made that first review. And I'm finally glad, and I'm glad that I made that my original channel and started making videos and carried it going. I'm glad I did that because I feel psychologically it has helped me quite a lot. And I'm only just kind of really, within the last few years, really started to notice that. But yeah, it's really interesting. Some people still don't get it. Some people watching this video probably like, you didn't need to make this video. But I know I didn't have to make this video, but I wanted to. That's the difference. And that's how I go about YouTube. I make the videos that I want to make. I don't go by viewer's choice kind of thing. I make the videos I want to make, and I talk about subjects I want to talk about. I know this kind of thing is more for my secondary channel, but this is relating to my YouTube and my collecting, so that's why this is going up on here. But there we go. So that's my topical kind of discussion video talking about my time on YouTube and how much I feel it has changed me as a person, and the amount of years I've been doing this as a hobby and still continuing to do it. It is unreal that I'm literally I'm about 13 years into making YouTube videos, all in all. Officially with this, it's 12 years, but I've actually been going, like I said, about another at least 2 years prior to this channel being made. But man, that's a long time. That is a long time. Um, it's really scary. It really is, just how scary time flies. It really is. But anyway, thank you ever so much for watching, my friends. And if anybody wishes to make a response to this, please do. You're more than welcome. It would be nice to hear some stories of people's journeys and how much, over the years of how much it has changed them. How do they feel in themselves they've changed as a person? Thanks to making YouTube videos. Are you somebody that has been to conventions? Thanks to we're doing YouTube and going to conventions and things of that nature. Has it helped you? It would be nice to hear some communication there. It would be nice to get some back and forth. YouTube can be both a bad place and a good place, like everything in life. There's negatives and there's positives, and I've gone through both of those. So I understand the dark side of YouTube and I understand the good side of YouTube. So it's like everything in life. It is a roller coaster ride, and you just got to either ride it or stop, or don't go on it anymore, kind of thing. Um, some people have stopped YouTube, obviously, for all sorts of reasons. One, lost interest. Two, don't really collect anymore. Three, have a life outside of, have a busy life, job, whatever, or they've got a family, their own family, wives, husbands, whatever, kids, things of that nature. Life gets in the way. So, which is completely understandable. But I don't have any of that, really. Obviously, I've got a job, obviously, but that's the only thing that really takes up my time is work. I don't have a wife or a girlfriend or kids or anything like that. So, at least not at present, anyway. But yeah, I have no plans of stopping anytime soon. While I've still got my health, and while I'm still here, and while I'm still fit and healthy to a degree, and we'll continue to make videos and reviews and all sorts of stuff like that. And I enjoy it. I enjoy this. But thank you so much for watching, and thank you for watching this change of video pace. And I'll be looking forward to any responses that you may want to make on this. It'd be nice to get some people's thoughts. But thank you. You've all been awesome. I've been nosy. Until next time, take care of yourselves, and I shall hopefully see thee and talk to thee very soon. See you soon. Bye-bye.